recorded in progress because we're going to put it up on YouTube for you all. It keeps us in gets everyone involved as much as we can. Hi, Delegate Ruth.
Hi
How are
there.
you? Good.
I'm
Nice for
good.
you to join us.
Of course, it's a pleasure to be here.
Do you have something for us, or you just?
I I don't. I'm just here to hear from you and, if there's anything I can do.
Okay, that is just fine. Thank you for joining. Okay, everybody. This is the October 4th Edmondson Heights Civic Association community meeting. Thank you all for joining us tonight. The first thing I wanted to tell you guys is that last month, a couple of weeks ago, I had the opportunity to attend the Baltimore County Leadership Conference held by basically, I guess it would have been Representative Olszewski's office. And it was a really nice event. They had it for community association leaders and people in the community so that we could learn who is who and who do we contact for different things, and we can we know who to turn to and that bit of information. It was a really nice event. And next year, well, one of the takeaways that I got from it was something I was thinking of before, and I would like to have someone from the community, a youth potential leader, have someone join the association who they probably need volunteer hours. For now, it would be volunteer hours, but to help out and be a part of their community if they have an interest in leadership somehow. I also have to discuss it with the board, but I have it in my mind that I would like to get an assistant from one of the, if someone needs an internship, and we can offer maybe a year, 2 years of experience in maybe administrative work, and they can have experience under their belt when they join the job force. I know it helped me when I volunteered for the American Red Cross. Um, that was that. Not a whole lot to tell about. We just have to see in the upcoming time. I'm hoping to have next month. I'm hoping to have Adam Whitlock join us to discuss code enforcement. I'm sending that email tonight. So, but I did meet him. He is familiar with Edmondson Heights and definitely wants to speak with everyone and hopes everyone wants to speak with him. It should be a good, hopefully we can do it next month. Um, hopefully we can get that done next month. And if not, he said he's always available. So I have his information, he has mine. And as we can see, the pest eradication program, it is happening now through close to the end of this month. So that is something we can all just kind of, we can see what happens from there. It's a good time of year for it, time for anything that is cold to come in the house. And that's what they'll be trying to do. So that is that. Any questions about that? Okay. Also, one thing, we are in the process, we're trying to get landscapers. The last landscaper, well, previously we received the estimate for the median, to trim the shrubs on the median and to the signage, the 3 Edmondson Heights signs, to just kind of make those look nice and keep that area nice. The cost was a bit much, and the board decided that $5,000 for the year was a bit much, and that we should try to look other places. I have had people who have said, hey, here's my landscaper, they're interested, and I called and or text and I couldn't get anyone back. So still, if someone is interested, if you know someone who's interested in, it's right now, it's just trimming down the shrubbery. In the spring, we'd like just the landscaping and flowers at the signs. They are the entrances to our community, and I think they should look nice. I think we would all agree that they should look nice. I put a call out today because I got a flyer in the mail from a landscaper, Victor Mendez, I think. It's somewhere pretty here. Everything is here though. Hopefully, I asked him if he could take a look and give me a quote, but I'm accepting quotes on everything at this point.
Come on, dude.
Mike, shut up. Okay. Okay. So that is with the landscape. There's the landscape, and we're also putting out feelers. We're looking for an attorney. And I did get information. I got a lead from Mandy Ramel to contact, see, there's the flyer, to contact the office, Maryland Office of Public Defenders. So I'll be contacting them to see if we can get legal representation. Because right now there's no real need in doing the checking for the covenant violations if we're not ready to do some sort of litigation and force people to get on board with things. And we have to do it before it just gets out of hand. I do get the opportunity to speak with title companies and realtors sometimes, and we get the opportunity to get a couple of things fixed. My understanding is that the house on Granville that had the tile for the porch, that property was owned by HUD, Section 8, HUD, I think. It was owned by HUD. And my understanding is that the new owner has probably gotten the porch up by now. He's probably gotten it, and I'm proud that we're going to send him well, no, I'm not going to send him a thank you. That's what they were supposed to do. But I will, when I get to see him, I'll tell him thank you. The newsletters for the fall, sorry. Newsletters for the fall, I am working on them this week. We'll say hi. Say hi. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. And the newsletters, yeah, they may be a few pages shorter than before, just to get them out sooner. And we've just kind of gone through who our advertisers are and who they're not. So we may have fewer advertisers, but also I wanted to remind everyone, if you know someone in the neighborhood who has a business they have going or they want us to highlight in the newsletter, the first ad is free. And we have what it costs, which is not a lot. We have the costs available. If there's anything you guys can think of that you'd like to see more of or less of in the newsletter, I am open to suggestions. Because if I don't have to do 1,000,000 pages, I don't want to. But I want to get all of the information out there as possible. And as you can see, I'm a tad bit behind because fall is already here. And I have to send out the fall newsletters. It's basically gonna hopefully just be about reminding people what the dues are for and how as a community, we have to do these things together. If there's things that people ask for that it doesn't benefit the community, and that's what dues are to go for. You may remember, I may have said it last month that I did send out an email. I realized I only have about, I have about 400, maybe close to 500. But I don't think it's that many emails on the emailing list. I'm glad to have you all's emails, but And I know that we have people who really don't want to give their email address out, which is fine also. But we definitely I want to be able to reach as many people as possible. So yeah, I'm up for suggestions about the newsletter. And if someone has anything you want to highlight, anything you would like to go into the newsletter, I would love to have a page of at the end of the school year, I'd love to have a page of graduates and a great page of kids who are going to kindergarten for the first time. I would love to highlight the people who live here and um, give encouragement to who we can. I think that's that should be a given for the community newsletter. Also, next, Community Dumpster Day is scheduled for the last Saturday in October, which is the 29th. It's the 29th of October. It is scheduled. Um, yeah, that newsletter should be out by then and we should have enough people. But also, I am, well, I have to get the board's, I have to get the board's permission on this, but people have asked, and I think it's a great idea to have a shredding event. And I'm looking at that for April of, yeah, next year, of course, but I'm looking at that for April. Um, the cost is pretty good, so I don't doubt that the board would approve it. It would, I think after tax season is a good time to do it because we don't want anyone to get rid of anything that they can't unget rid of. So one thing, a question that I've been asked, and I'm gonna say I don't feel like it, but that's just me. If you all want it, we'll do it. Are we gonna do the yard sale in the fall again? Would anyone come if we did it? Don't everyone knock each other over.
Tajaqua, this is Angela. If we're gonna do it, it should be done sooner than later.
Yes.
And the advertisement should have, whenever we were gonna do it, should have gone out or
Yeah.
been the next for it. So that way we could better prepare and have a better turnout than what you guys had on last time.
Yeah. And you know what I think? I also think that it wouldn't be hard to have two things on the same day, maybe in April, a yard sale, and people can go and shred their, it just, we can do two things at once if it's done right. I haven't, yeah, I do agree that it wouldn't be enough time to gain enough interest. So there you go, that works for me. We will not be doing the yard sale, but we will do it in, we'll try it again in warmer weather and hope that we get shredded. I thought shredding and dumpster should be simultaneous also, or one behind the other, or yeah, yes, thank you. So my brain works a little bit sometimes, y'all. So yeah, the two events, the shredding and the dumpster, because we'll have to do the dumpster. We get 2 dumpster days in a year. We do. I mean, it makes sense to do one in the fall and one in the spring, which is how that's fiscal year. But yeah, if we can get everything done, get a couple things done at the same time, I do agree from the chat there. So yeah, so we won't be doing the fall yard sale. We will we'll try again in the spring, closer to the summer, because it was a beautiful day. We just happened to have a beautiful day earlier this year. Another thing that I have is, since as you can tell, I have dog duty. Well, yeah, basically, yeah. I go out to walk the dog and I get to see a little bit more of the neighborhood now. I was saying before you guys came in, I get to see a little bit more of the neighborhood. And one thing in particular, I've already received a call about the box truck What are box trucks? My thinking on the box trucks, on the trucks, is to get the tag numbers or the numbers on the box trucks and call the owners of the trucks or call Penske and say that these trucks are parked in an area where they're being ticketed in a residential area. They don't belong. So that's what I'm thinking. I tried to do that with the truck on the 1400 block of Barrett Road, and it was very hard to get with, I think it's budget, whoever, it was very hard to get them to answer the phone. So there still has to be.
If I can check really fast, Jaquista, for the trucks that you guys are seeing that you think may possibly be commercial, the thing is when you put them one, so an officer can come out and check the and see if it's a commercial vehicle. Like one, if it's not 10,000 pounds, if it's not over 10,000, it's actually not.
You're breaking up, Officer Ben Clark.
Yes, it do.
You're breaking up.
Yes, it do.
Hear me?
I promise you.
Okay.
I promise you, since you ate.
Wait a minute. Go ahead, try again.
Okay, so some of the smaller box trucks aren't over 10,000 pounds. Some are like 7,000 pounds. I know I checked one day. It was like 7,000 pounds. But the best thing is to call 911 when they're there and call in a parking complaint so an officer can check it to make sure it's a commercial vehicle and it can be ticketed. Okay.
Okay. Okay. That's what we'll do. We'll call 911 and see. That could be 10,000 pounds. Okay, we'll call 911 on the box trucks. Yeah, I got a call from, don't make me tell a lie, I don't remember who she was, but I get several calls and it was about the box trucks. And yeah, they're taking up a lot of space, and if they don't belong here, then we really don't want them here. That is that. And I'm probably, it is actually in my notes to remind you guys about the Woodlawn Precinct's trunk or treat for October 25th from 6 to 8 p.m. It is at the Randallstown Station at 9428 Liberty Road. If you want that address again, I've sent it out in an email. I can send it again if any of you are interested. Did I step on anybody's toes with that one? It's in my notes. I wasn't sure. Is that we would like to donate. Evanston Heights is going to donate candy to this. So I have to get in touch with Officer Makawicki. Is it you that I get in touch with?
No, Jaquista, you could contact me or Officer Helfenstein, but she will be out the office, so you can contact me. And also in reference to the question in the chat about cars parked in the yard, when it's in somebody's yard, that is code enforcement. So if it's on private property or in a yard, that is code enforcement, and a complaint can be made if it's not like a parking pad or driveway, and then you can just make that to code enforcement.
Okay. Okay, I can type the address in the chat, Susie. 428 Liberty Road. There you go, Susie. Okay. What else? I am not holding you guys tonight. Yeah, I already mentioned that for the next meeting, I'm hoping to get Adam Whitlock of Baltimore County Code Enforcement. I got an email, if anyone is interested, because I wasn't sure if anyone would be. I got an email from an organization who wants about 5 minutes of our time. It is Hosts for Humanity. It's a nonprofit housing organization for traveling patients and caregivers. I guess we live close enough to a hospital that they're looking for, they would like to encourage us to anyone with a spare bedroom to be a host to someone needing medical care or a caregiver. I don't know. It's up to you guys. I didn't think, I wasn't sure if anyone was interested, so I didn't invite them yet. I'll hear more from them. Otherwise, that is me, guys. I told you. Now I'm going to open the floor up. Oh, one more thing. As I'm walking through the neighborhood, our lighting issue is we have a lot of people who just don't turn porch lights on. I can understand that there's lighting needed. I definitely understand in alleyways. I definitely get that. But even on our main streets in front of our homes, and yes, Delegate Ruth.
You can finish what you're saying.
No, it's too dark. And that's kind of, and especially we have daylight savings, whichever version of it that is, we need to turn our porch lights on. It's not for me walking a dog, but we have people getting off buses. We need these lights on, guys. And there's some of it that we can do ourselves. It's as simple, we can get something for the alleyway or motion sensor. It's not very expensive, but it's really dark. It's darker than I just expected it to be. A little creepy, a little bit creepy, I'm just saying. But yeah, just consider turning your lights on, your porch lights. No, I'm not paying your BG&E electric, but we need some safe, we need to feel safe around here. Okay, go ahead, Delegate Ruth.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to make sure everybody knows about the Reimagine Security Square initiative that's next week is really, I don't know if any of you attended the kickoff in September, but the actual work starts next week. And the first thing is the Setting the Vision workshop, which is next Wednesday, October 12th, 6:30 to 8 p.m. That's in person at the OWE Center up at the mall. And then after that, there's a whole series of design open houses, and those are like all day things, but you don't go all day. It's like you can drop in whenever you can and share your thoughts and see what, where the work is going. But this is actually, it's really important we get as many people from the community participating in this process, because this is our chance in the community to make sure that we have a voice in what that property is going to look like. And they actually have like architects and planners that are going to be working with the community during that. So I'll post a link in the chat if anyone is interested. Some of the things are in person, some of the things are virtual, but I encourage you to try to participate any way you can, because we really want to make something nice with that Security Square Mall property.
Yes. Is this the public participate, or it says public participation opportunities on my calendar? October 20th at 5 o'clock.
October 12th is the first.
Okay.
Yeah, October 12th, 6:30 to 8 is
Okay.
the next thing. There's a whole schedule, and I'll post the link in the chats. But
Okay.
you may have heard about the charrette. This is the charrette. So
Okay.
basically, this is the county is paying architects and planners to work with the community to actually shape what that plan for the property is going to look like. And so they want to hear everybody's voices and ideas, and it's going to just all go into this stew with the designers and architects and, come up with a plan. So, really good to get as much participation as we can.
Okay. It's actually the capital improvements program that's on the 20th. I just haven't put the 12th in my calendar yet. Ooh, but yes, this is what we all want. We all have something to say about it, and they're actually giving us the opportunity to be heard. So I think if anyone's home, if anyone yeah, we should do this. We should do this and make our voices heard, and it'll mean a lot for our community. It really will. So I noticed that Owens Mills Development. Yes. Okay. We don't have it. No, Michael, I don't, Michael, stop it. Owens Mills Development at the Costco lacks bus stops. That's from the chat. I'm gonna say, okay. Does anyone have anything else? Anything, anything, anything about the newsletter, any information, tell me something.
I have a question.
Yes,
Were you able to get in touch? I'm Phyllis Green. Were
yes.
you able to get in touch with the lawn service gentleman?
I called him and I didn't get him. And I think I sent a text message, might have been a voicemail. I know I have him in my phone, but I wasn't able to. So I'm still, he said, I reached out to him maybe the next day. If you see him again, let him, he can call me. He can
Okay,
definitely, he
that's
can
what I
call
was
me.
gonna ask. Can he
Yes.
call you?
Yes.
Okay.
He can call me, no problem. You have my number. Yeah, I called him on the 20th. Yes, he can call me. He's interested. Call me. We definitely want to give business to people who want business. I don't want to throw any business at anybody and force them. So
No. I do have a question about that lot between Kirkwood and Forest Park that who it belonged to, but now belongs to the county. So are they allowing people to park there in the daytime? I'm just wondering why, if it's a no trespassing, why are vehicles parked there all the time? And I'm grateful that it was recently cleaned and grass cut and some of the tree cut away. But it's the perfect little area for kids to play in, but there are always vehicles parked there.
I know that they are risking being ticketed back there.
Officer,
yes, they definitely called a couple times too many, and the county said that no one can park there. Just
well, someone's there every day.
Yeah, they're taking that risk. I think that's something that I do agree that kids could, if there's a place for kids to play. I'm getting calls about kids playing at the school ground. I was like, that's what kids are supposed to do, play at the school ground. I did contact Officer Benz Clark about, I got a message about, it looks like some kids are doing something that just doesn't look right for kids to be doing at the school grounds after classes. So I did ask them to check that out. I've seen police there. I'm out walking the dog and I've seen them out there parked, and I don't know what else is going on there. So Miss Elvette.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Teresa, I had a question. I was driving through and I noticed that the lights at Newfield and Ingleside, just curious, they were blue, the street light.
I have no
So I was
idea.
just wondering, what
It's-
is that?
It's blue outside of my house too. I have no idea. I don't know if they ran out of light bulbs and they're using an alternative light bulb. I don't know, but it's blue outside of my house too. I wish I knew we had an option or something,
Oh, okay.
but yeah. Something I want to look into as far as lighting goes, and I probably shouldn't say anything, open mouth, insert foot, is to see if there's a way to use solar power to light up some of our areas.
Mhm.
I know that would be on us and not on the county, but I'd definitely like to see if there's a way to do that, because I just, when you're walking, it's different when you're walking and it's dark out.
It is
Okay.
dark out. It
Yeah.
is dark around here.
Yeah, it's really dark. So I do want to look into how we can use some sort of solar power.
And it becomes a safety issue. I know when I first when I first moved around here, some of the neighbors were telling me to wear reflective gear,
Mhm.
and because it is so dark and the cars are speeding up and down the street, and
Right.
we had lost a couple of, people because they were hit by cars.
Mm,
That's when I heard the gentleman got hit on Ingleside and the truck kept going. He and his wife were out walking. And so, you really you gotta be careful,
yeah, yeah,
shooting through.
we do. We
And
really
one
do.
I wanted to bring attention to, that, we were talking about the back of Newfield. So what I had done like earlier in the summer, I buy these little cheap, great, not cheap, inexpensive, that's the word. Flower seeds from like General Dollar and,
Mhm.
Family Dollar. And I just throw them out there, just throw them out there. And so they started to bloom. So I had all these white blooms in the back that I took a picture of. So that's my goal, to just keep planting, throwing
Yeah.
things out there. It's just sort of bring,
Mhm.
it makes it attractive. Hopefully I can throw something out there that's a perennial that's going to come back.
That's true too. That would be
So,
lovely.
But I catch them on sale, $1 or $2 a box. They're flakes, and I just go down the alley and just throw them down there. So
Mhm. Yeah, if we could get some light so that we can see them, it would be nice too. But
as
yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
Angela.
Yes, Jaquisa, you mentioned something about information that was going inside of the newsletter about vendors.
Yes, the um
Are you
do
talking
we
about
have-
like updates from the vendors, or are you just talking about new information that's going inside of the newsletter?
one of the things I want to try to put in the newsletter is how much it costs to place an ad. I want to put that in there. I'm not sure. I know that we've lost at least one, maybe two vendors in the newsletter.
Uh-huh.
That's fine. No harm, no foul. That's just fine. If people want to place an ad, if you have to live in Edmondson Heights, and your first ad can be placed free.
Okay. Yeah, I know it was about I think it was about 3 or 4 of them that dropped off, but then I do have that update from that other one.
Okay,
To get you haven't
Oh.
already completed it.
that is just fine. That reminds me too. Thank you, ma'am. I see.
Well,
I'm sorry.
With I think I mentioned this a while back, like early part of the year, and I'm not quite sure what the resolve was for it, but I do have I do know it's one neighbor that sits out in front of the door just continuously for hours, just doing absolutely nothing. And then one weekend she sat out and she played her music extremely loud. So is there a noise ordinance, and is there a violation with, or something that can be done with the neighbors that just park outside and just sit there for hours?
Not with the association, but it definitely, I think that's a 911 call.
Okay.
And, we can still do it anonymously and ask them to kind of come out and ask them to turn it down or to stop, or it's noisy.
Okay.
It's unwanted. So I think that makes it uncivil. So,
Okay.
yeah, do the 911.
All righty. Thank you.
Okay, Nikki,
Hi, happy Friday, everyone. How are you?
say what now?
I said,
Uh-oh.
oh, happy Friday.
Oh,
I had a question about the lights as well, but the young lady mentioned it. And then I do have another question. I've been in a community for almost 10 years. And I know according to the covenant guidelines, we have to follow the restrictions and the things that are in the guidelines. However, in the newsletter, sometimes we get that things have changed. Like, we're able to do this now. We're able to have this. So I'm wondering, how does that work as far as lifting some of the restrictions? And is there any talk in the future about having metal awnings in the front
No,
and not just okay, and not just the canvas? How does the changes get made from the covenant?
the covenant hasn't changed. What I do, is that me?
So, for example, used to be where you needed white doors, but now they lifted where you can have any color door now. So things
Mm-mm.
like that. So I'm just
No.
wondering.
No, we still have to have, I'm sorry, we still have to have our storm doors. Sharon, you got my screen.
oh, I'm sorry, I don't know how I did that. Let me try to get out.
Our storm doors still have to be white. Your inside door can be any
painted.
color, but your
Yes,
storm door has to be white. That hasn't been lifted. We haven't lifted anything. The codes have been what they've been for several years now. What I'm getting from people is that they would like them to be more strict instead of more lenient. I kind of think we don't have enough. We don't have enough of a grip on things, but hopefully we can get some sort of handle on it. But the iron awning, no. I don't, and I say no because from what I understand, in order to get it to change, the board would have to have some say so in it. And I know, as you heard one of our board members scream no, I know that it's something that they're not interested in. And our canvas has to be, I think it's blue. Well, I know it's blue.
It's green. Yeah, either green canvas with white trim.
Yeah, we can have metal in the back because I have metal in the back, but not in the front.
So my question is, that's not something that's being looked at anytime soon?
No.
Okay. But if the board changes, that can be something that can be brought to the table, correct?
If the board, not if the board changes, but if the board, we can bring it to the table because you're asking us to bring it to the table, but we don't have, from my point of view, we don't have enough of a handle on violations yet to start creating new rules. I can't see, because this has been, I don't know how long the canvas awning has been a part of the rules, but I really, to honestly tell you, I can't see that changing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sorry about that.
No problem. Look, anything's possible. I believe in that.
Yeah, we'll bring it up.
Now, but it may be 5 years from now. Anything's possible.
You want one, huh?
I do badly.
I think they're hot. They attract heat, but I get you.
To each his own. Like if you don't want one, you don't have to get one.
Yeah, you want what you want.
Yeah, well, I believe anything is possible. So I'll just keep my fingers crossed.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jaquise, I think to maintain uniformity in the houses.
Yes.
What keeps the value is a historic neighborhood, and I think they want to.
Yeah. Yeah. That part I do know. Why the metal wasn't a part of it, I don't know. I'll have to look into it more. I don't know.
Jaquista, could I answer that?
Yes.
When the covenants were put together, when the community was created, because of the continuity that, as the other neighbor said, holds on to property values, there was to be no awnings on the front. In the summer, you are allowed to put up the canvas awning, but as soon as summer is over, they're supposed to come, the canvas part is supposed to come down. It's not a matter of preference, is to maintain the value of the community, and the continuity on the front continues to keep property values up. What you do in the rear of your property is fine, but for everyone's sake, we should not have awnings up on the front of the property, except during the summer, and they should always just be canvas and be taken down when fall starts.
Yeah. That's because the metal can't come down. That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. I have got Singleton. I don't know the first name, but Singleton.
It's Melissa.
Hi, Melinda.
Hello. Melissa, hello.
Melissa, I'm sorry. How can we help you?
Okay, so I just wanted to know, is it okay, or are there any objections to myself or any other residents? The section on Harwell between, let's see, Forest Park and Kirkwood, where all the I guess shrubbery or whatever has overgrown. Is it okay to take it upon myself with other residents to trim that back some, not cut them down just because they're nice, but trim them down? Because when you come out of Kirkwood, you know, it's almost like a little danger there because you can't see the cars coming down on the other side. I mean, I've experienced that myself. So it's almost like you're taking a chance getting out there. And by the time you're at the middle, the other car is already down, because if it's trimmed, it's been trimmed before, but it's been a long time. You can see when the cars are coming, but the way they are now, you can't until you're actually out, you know, in the road. So that's my question. Is that okay?
Here's what I would prefer, because there's also what I've run into is it's the large hedges overgrowing onto the sidewalks also, where you have to actually walk into the grass because the hedges are overgrown so much onto the sidewalk. I would like to say, if there's an address, because I think I know what you're talking about. They're on the corner.
It actually stretches the whole block in between Forest Park and Kirkwood. It's a long strip that stretches that whole block that has several rows of bushes, and then it has, you know, taller ones, but it's not just, it's in between the concrete. So it's not like it's just in front of one house. It stretches the whole block there.
Is it okay to cut it? If it's not?
I'm not trying to cut anything down. Just, you know, because you can see the ones that are grown out. Just trim them back a little like they used to be trimmed, so that you can see, you know, when cars are coming. But I'm not trying to cut anything down.
I want to say, if you have an address, if you give me the address and I can maybe contact the owner and see if they'll do it.
So you think it may belong to the county then? Because like I said, it's not on somebody's personal property. It's in the middle of the street, separating the right and the left side.
Just, Jaquista, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, she's talking about the median strip that we're trying to get the landscapers to trim. So I think we should talk about it at the board meeting, but I would say yes. I was taking care of the little plot and I didn't take care of it this year, and it got overgrown and crazy. But
I mean, I'm willing. I don't have a problem.
That's something. That's one of the things I'm looking to get a landscaper to do. Yeah. At this point in the year, we need that trimmed. We need it trimmed. Hopefully.
It's been that way all summer, and it's definitely a hazard, coming out of Kirkwood on either side.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I
That's
think the
just-
board should talk about it real quick on their own and I think it's a great idea. I
Mhm.
think if people are willing, but we shouldn't just say it at this meeting. We should
Yeah.
talk about it and get back to you.
Yeah,
Right.
our next board meeting, I don't know when it is, but we'll definitely, I'm looking, our board meeting is on the 20th of this month. We will talk about it, and by then I should have information from, I don't care who is interested in cutting it. We want it cut and maintained. We want to invest in the sign. We want the signs to say, hello, welcome to Emerson Heights, as best as possible. So,
Well,
yes.
I'm
With-
willing to help if you can get a group together.
Let me
Sorry.
ask you this then. Are you in any kind of way a gardener?
Yes.
Okay. Melissa, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And you
Okay,
have
yeah.
my email.
Obviously you're here, so yes. Okay, I'll get in touch with you, Melissa.
Thank you.
Thank you. William. Sorry, what's up?
Well, two things, actually. Melissa, I actually have a tall ladder and I actually have bags that I received for free from the dump area. They're very tall paper bags. And it's enough to actually go out there with a trimmer. And that's one of the things I wanted to do, to volunteer to do that on a coming up weekend, not this weekend, but maybe a future weekend, for several hours and use a ladder to get to the tall stuff and trim it back down. And I just need other people's help to actually just bag up the stuff and work together as a team.
I'm willing to do that, and I can send my contact information to Jaquisa, and she can forward it to you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you immensely.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
It
Yeah.
is something right now, because like I said, for the signs, I'd like to see when spring comes, I'd like to see flowers there. I'd like to see, it's a nice spot and it's underutilized and we don't take care of it enough. But I definitely want us to kind of put some effort into that, which brings me, it brings me unfortunately to the, what is that? Newfield, the alleyway in Newfield on the 1100 block. The alleyway there, the estimate that we got to clear up that portion of the alleyway, the estimate we got was $5,000. And we just all went on the board, we went, no. No. It is, I think when the spring comes, we should look into that again. And we should be able to get more of Newfield, the residents on that street, on that block, to be interested in participating in getting something done there also. The vendor made me aware that there's poison ivy out there and it shouldn't be touched. However, it's $5,000 and that's out of the question. So we'll see if and what there's something we can do, see what our resources are in the community. Maybe there's some big trucks, maybe there's some, and see what we can get done. If we can get it done, let's get it done. But it's not Emerson Heights property, it's someone else's property. And also the vendor was only gonna go so far into the weeds of that because it's someone else's property. So it's a no on the $5,000 there, but in the spring, I think we should definitely revisit seeing what we could do about that area.
William.
Okay. Anybody? William?
Yeah.
This is Alvette.
Yes.
Can we trim the front of Newfield? The neighbors, if we get together? just, shape up the bushes in the circle?
You see on the triangle,
The triangle.
I did, that was a part of the $5,000 estimate that we got.
Mhm.
But those are not bushes anymore. Those are actual trees now.
Well, some of them, the two, I call them twins. They were bushes at one time and they've grown, but the smaller bushes they're trimmable to bring down the size. They're like sprouting,
Okay.
But I think if I had like a trimmer, like on an extended bar,
Okay.
and you could just like run it over it to just, bring them down some.
Okay, so you're thinking we should just attempt to do a good spring cleaning of the outside, get things trimmed up and, oh, that's what I'm thinking from, okay.
Yep, just take and trim it down and.
Okay, let's visit that, and especially after, everything comes back into blooming and everything again, it'll be a better time to do that. I don't think any of us are volunteering to go out in the cold, but definitely, yeah, I think let's do it.
Thank you.
Yeah, William, your hand is still up.
Yeah, I'll lower it down in a sec. The other thing is the Maryland Parents of Blind Children has a very large event coming up this weekend in Ellicott City. It's a Harry Potter wizarding weekend, and it goes to benefit the Maryland Parents of Blind Children. You have to test your knowledge of Harry Potter, and you can get a map for like $5 donation, and you just go around Ellicott City. It takes about 1 hour's time. It's all of Saturday and it's all of Sunday. So there's plenty of time. So if you have 1 hour and you want to walk around Ellicott City and see the businesses there's about 10, 12, or 15 different businesses that are participating in it. A lot of people go to it. It's a huge event, but it all benefits the Maryland Parents of Blind Children and the National Federation of the Blind of Maryland.
Are you sending me a flyer for that?
Yes, as soon as I receive the map file, yes.
Okay, that'll be great. I'll send it out. Sure.
Okay.
Anybody else? Going once, going twice? Okay. Okay.
Take care.
I want all of you to be safe and warm and take your vitamin C. And so that next time we come here, we can all come back healthy and as happy as we are right now. We all stop. Yeah, I've got a war brewing. So I will see you all next month.
Take care.
See
Good night.
you too.
Good night.
Night.
Turn your porch lights on.
Turn them
Yes.
on. Yes.
Good night.
Good night.